welcome to today's wood turning video. I haven't done any wood turning for a few weeks now, so it'll be interesting to see how I get on today. I have a piece of willow log. It is extremely dry, mainly because it's been in this room for months waiting for me to turn it into something. Am I going to no, I'm not going to tell you what I'm making, other than I'm making a gift for the youngest member of the family. I'll let you watch the video and find out what I turn this piece of wood into, if I'm successful, of course. It's a bit of a challenging turn today, or challenge for me, so we'll see how I get on. Before we get started turning today, I got myself another new chisel. It's a parting tool and was only £16 on Amazon, so it's probably not very good. Can I get it out? There we go. Oof. I've been wanting a parting tool for a while. It looks like an instrument I will have a good use for. It's quite thick. I don't know if generally they're thinner than this. It's quite a chunky end. But that's my cheap £16 Amazon turning tool. It's quite nice. So we are on HSS steel in the blade. And it feels nice enough. But what do I know? I've only been wood turning for about 4 or 5 months. Could be longer. I don't know. This summer sometime. So not long. So let's get you set up over the lathe and we'll make a start on this little willow log. So, starting with my spindle gouge. Here goes. So at the moment I own 5 chisels that I can use on my wood turning lathe. Here I'm using my spindle gouge to remove the bark and start rounding off this log. I also have a skew chisel, a bowl gouge, a round carbide tip that I haven't used very much. It is useful to give items a final passing scrape because it's good and sharp. And my most recent acquisition, a parting tool. I'm constantly changing chisels to find out which one works best for the task I'm trying to achieve. My favourite tools to date have been my spindle gouge and my skew chisel. I can pretty much complete most tasks I've done so far using just those 2. Now let's see if I can find a tune to play along with this wood turning. Oh, without damaging that. Let's do a little bit. Oh, really thrilled. Exciting, we have a loose hoop. Yay! That is really exciting. Now I need to make everything else beautiful. So I'm actually going to jam it tightish on there because it's fatter up this end for a minute. I've got some tape roll to make this beautiful because it's pretty rough right now. So I want to make that end piece nice. Nice. Oh, my little hoop. I'm so excited about that hoop. Right, so now what I really want is a bit of duct tape to hold this up here. I don't have any, but I do have some masking tape. So I'm going to use that. So I'm going to use a bit of masking tape to stick my hoop in place. I was planning on making 2 hoops, and it worked really well, but I'm just thrilled to have one even. So for now it can stay like that. Ooh. Bit of masking tape to pin this in place up that end. That should do it. Doesn't need much, I don't think. I'm so thrilled to have managed the one circle. I don't want to risk trying a second circle and spoiling the piece. So I'm going to stick with just one circle. Oh, heartbreaking. Oh well, there's the end of that project. Snap. Oh. Oh well, still good practice. I'll rescue my circle. My hoop. Oh. Sad. I'll have to do it again. I'm disappointed now. Never mind. I'll keep my disc. It's kind of fun. Oh, sad. Oh no. Well, that didn't work, sadly. I'll try again. It was looking really promising up this end. I've been thinking about this project for several weeks now, and I know I don't have the right tools to hook in under and take this hoop off, but my skew chisel worked quite well. I was very pleased with that. So that was successful. I did make a ring and it started off sliding up and down the middle. Never mind. Hot cup of coffee and some custard creams and I'll soon feel better. Cheers. It was fun and a good practice experience. And hopefully next time I'll be more successful. Well, here we are to try this again. I have a different log on my broken adventure still here on the workbench. So this happens to be a log of pine rather than willow. Not that it matters particularly. We're a similar sort of size, I think. My broken bit, we're a bit shorter, and that's fine because I had all this excess here and here. So let's have another go. I'll move this out the way actually. Now where's that music gone? Let's have it back. Whilst we see if I can be more successful this time. Plan to do here is take this, I want to be my round ball shape here, my stem there, a flat piece near the bottom. So I want to take some weight off of here because I don't need this depth, just to take some weight off this end of the piece. So I've got to do that. Getting a catch last time is no doubt what caused the pressure that snapped my middle stem. I also had a big lump of wood at each end of my piece of work, causing quite a bit of weight on it. So I think this will be better now I've got rid of some of that. It's still thick and strong, still thick enough to hopefully still be strong. It's also not getting in my way as I work the shape of the piece. There's not so much weight rocking about at that end. So I don't know if it'll be any better, but I'm going to try it. So that should help there. Bit of all my sawdust. Time for a chisel sharpening. It's feeling quite nice. I'm going to move on to the second bit of this roundness. See if we can round it in there. It's quite fat though. That's a big ball. I think I want to get slightly narrower here as well. Might do that now. Before I sharpen chisels, yes. Narrow this up till I'm cutting into there. A ring, a hoop. my other hoop. My hoop. I forgot I need to make a hoop. So let's make a hoop here. Well, let's try anyway. They look a right size. So I'm going to use my new parting tool to get each side of it to start with. Nervous now. Things have been going quite well. That's when I always get nervous. Things are looking good and I'm getting near an end. I think I'm quite a long way from an end. Oh, beautiful wood grain. Minim. I'm going to make this bit a bit thinner again, narrower. To be brave enough to try and make 2 rings. It would be nice to have 2 rings. Am I up to the job? I don't know. Maybe. Let's see if I can get this one loose. And then I've got enough stuff to try again if this breaks. I want to round it off. Sandpaper it and then cut it out. It was very slight, but I felt something move. Oh, there we go. We're free! We're free! Woohoo! So now, I've still got nice thick stem, so leave that thick. I think I'd like to risk trying to make a second hoop here. how to finish the piece without it snapping. I want to tidy this base before I make this any narrower in the middle. I need to tidy out the base piece. I don't know, I think I just want it flat but roundy. So I want a disc here, a round ball there, stem in the middle. Okay, let's do the disc bit. Now for the last real scary bit, narrowing up this. I'll put some tape on this in a minute, hold it in place I think. See if I can just do a tiny bit more before. I don't want to get any thinner than that. Nice and thick and strong it'll do. There's my hoop. This hoop won't move yet. I'm going to get some sticky tape just to hold this guy in place. Stop him bouncing around. Cut that one a bit thinner. Oh, I'm feeling really nervous now. I so want this to work. So I'm going to use my my skew chisel to work away at that. So now I'll take this one up here as well. Okay, I'm really happy with that. Yay! Let's tape out of the way. I am going to deal with that by hand. Saw that off when I finished last. Sand it, round it. This I'm going to cut with the saw. Posh new parting tool for parting. Let's have a little look. Right, that's as deep as I want to go. I'm scared of it flying off and snapping. So I'm going to do it by hand. we can see. Yay! Okay, that's it. I'm going to saw this off by hand and round it out. And I'm going to cut through there with the saw by hand. I'm not only pleased this seems to have worked, but I'll also have a video for you all. Ah, yay! I've got to somehow work out how to sand inside there as well. But I'll get some sandpaper around this. That might work. Or if we put you back on the lathe for a second. No, because how would I hold it on there? I'd have to tape a bit of sandpaper on there. Might be worth it though. Sticky tape. Let's have a look at that. So that's the 180. Now I'm going to go with a 120. I'm going to cut myself a piece. Not good. I don't know if that is good for your scissors. Is that going to be blunting my scissors sharply? Now I need room for tape. That's alright. Yeah, room for tape to fit on the thing. Go about there. Doesn't need to be wide. Right, so a piece of sandpaper. I'm going to roll it round the middle. Doesn't really need, of course this will spin then on there, won't it? So it shouldn't, that's why I'm going to tape it, aren't I? Some tape on there, going around. Put my bits up there. Put some tape here. Sorry, am I out of camera? A bit of tape there. Now I have a little piece of sandpaper exposed in the middle. So if I put that back on there, and bring this back up to there. The plan is I can hold this hoop there and I'll get the inside sandpapered. That bit's fake. That's the wrong way. Oh well, we'll see what happens. Holding the hoops. There we go. That worked really well. They're nowhere near perfect yet, but I can do a lot more hand finishing. It's given me a good head start. As I said, I'm going to saw this bit off with a saw. Can we see? Yes, we can. And this bit, and sandpaper around that off, finished by hand. I'll leave my sandpaper for a minute. Right, let's go and get this cut. Yay! Not totally finished. We want a couple of coats of oil and probably some shellac. But it worked. And I got 2 rings. Putting the sandpaper, taping it onto this middle stem was a really good idea. It worked really well to thin out the centre of my hoops and sand them down. So that worked nicely. It's bigger than I planned or intended. I think it's about as delicate as I can get with the tools I have at the moment. But the principle worked, so I'm really pleased with that. I think my most intricate and complicated item to date. And as ever, I'm thrilled with my end results. That's not true. I'm not always thrilled. I wasn't thrilled when my first one broke. So the moral of today's exercise, if at first you don't succeed, try again, have another go. Practice makes perfect. This is far from perfect, but it's a sight deal better than this was. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time. And remember, whatever you're doing, have fun doing it. I had fun doing this. I did not have fun when this broke. If you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to click that like button and let me know. Click subscribe and YouTube will make sure you see my next video. So bye for now, and we'll see you next time. And don't forget, whatever you're doing, have fun doing it.